Welcome back to another dive. You're with me and we're at 28 metres off the side of Maerl Reef. This is all lovely, lovely visibility, nice light levels, nice and calming, down with the fish. Let's just turn the lights on and see what life we can see here. Some lovely pink sea fans. There's a yellow boring sponge, a coma fish. These are very, very common now in Guernsey. Every dive I see one. It's almost as if they swim towards you to say hello. But as with some dives, you feel that maybe something's watching you. Got a horrible feeling that something's staring at me. What is that looking at me? Hey, it's Molly. Molly's found us. So Molly went in probably 5 minutes before me. He's come around the outside of the reef and we've managed to meet up. You can't really see this, but I can feel it on my body. And also my rope that goes back up to the surface. What Ty wants to do is it's trying to pull us north, which is, well, northeast, which is into deeper water. You can just see it on Molly's line now, just dipping to the northeast. Got no choice. 27 or 28.7. I'm heading down. I've got to go deeper. We're not going to find many scallops on this. We need to find the sand. The irony is, the deeper you go, the more you find, the less time you get to find it. So I'm just going to enjoy the surroundings, the seabed around here. I'm going to work my way down and get a little bit of a spurt on and try and find some scallops. You can see here there's loads of old ropes that are buried in the sand. So one goes off down that way. Probably pots at the end of it, lost pots, but it's been there so long. So we're already at 31 metres. So I know I've roughly got about 20 minutes time before I start going into deco. It's amazing, it doesn't look like there's any fish. You turn your lights on and they all just ping. It's probably because the fish have got scales on the side which are silvery. They try and reflect the light that you can see, so they kind of hide in a way. But when I turn my lights on, it reflects straight back to me so I can see them. The reason I don't really like using my torch for the far shots is the fact that there's marine snow around here, so I just turn it off. Unfortunately you lose the depth in colour, but still enjoyable to see what I find. Oh, that one's too small, I'll put that one back. So now we're at the top of a gravelly slope now, so there should be a few along the top of this slope because the nutrients are getting washed up and over the top of this. So the scallops will just sit there facing into the tide, and the water will just go through their frills and they'll filter out the food they need. So as you can see here, there's a few. Some of them are quite small though. At 30 metres, it's quite accessible to the majority of divers in Guernsey that are doing scalloping, so I'm not expecting a massive amount. If I went down to the 40 metre range, I'd probably find some more, and they'd probably be of a larger size and a larger number. But I'm happy at 30 metres. So as you see, I've probably only scalloped maybe 4 or 5 square metres. That's 4 or 5 already. I think I'm going to need a few more than that though. I'm just worried at this depth I won't get much time. Let's just have a little look at this bowl. Is it an old one or not? You can soon tell as soon as you pick it up. No, that's a modern bottle. Very modern, just a normal green bottle. I'll put it back. As I always do, I leave it there for the fish to live in. So this looks like a scallop, but it's actually an empty one. It's sealed together at the top and bottom, so it's probably a starfish that's had that. Some of these are pretty small. They'd probably be the legal limit or very close to it. That's the reason we got the gauges on the boat. We can check them when we get to the boat. We tend to throw the scallops straight back in the area where we found them, so there's an even amount of stock to replenish the whole area. I'm starting to worry now because I've probably only got about 5 or 6 scallops, and I've got 3 minutes bottom time left before going to deco. I better turn the camera off and pull my finger out and get some more scallops. So there we go, probably 30 scallops. Hopefully all of them are the right size. We'll soon find out when we get to the boat. That's half a tank left, 120 bar. I'll get another dive out of that. That's what I tend to do on, well, we all do on the boat. We split a tank in half. And there's the boat there, just waiting for me. Because me and Maerl went in first, that means Paul and Matt are in second. You can see him here on the gunwale, almost ready to go. Just need to do my safety stop, get back on the boat, and then it's their turn. Here you can see Matt just checking the plotter, just checking depth of water and location. He knows where he's diving, he's done it a few times before. Also got to shout out the depth to Paul, because Paul loves to know what depth of water is. Kind of helps you when you're on your way down and you know where you're expecting to see the bottom. 25, Paul. 25? Yeah. Well, that was a weird dive for me. Didn't matter which way you went, it was deep. And didn't matter if you tried swimming up, it pushed you down. So I had to stop filming then, because I was in deco and I realised I'd only had 1 scallop. So I was like, right.
Weird. They were all facing Opposite way to the tide.
To the tide, yeah.
Closed.
Yeah. Weird. All completely, yeah. Yeah.
Is that the Nautilus in there?
The Nautilus? Yeah, it looks like the Nautilus. That grey thing. It does, it looks like a submarine. It's obviously not. Oh, Mole's done alright. JP's done. Think Mole wins there?
We only need a dozen and a half.
We only needed 3 dozen. Well, Keeney wants 3 dozen. And Mole, you want a dozen. So I think you got your dozen. Yeah, you get some nice clean ones there.
Shingle.
Mine look a bit suspect. Like that there, I know that's suspect. I'm not even going to gauge that one. Back you go. Here you go, back forth, all the way down to the bottom. Let's have a look. Oh, beastie. Gauge it. I've got to see it gauged. What about the shanker gauge? Yeah, that's in. Get these gauged up, and we've also got to watch the buffs of the boys, so there we are. Let's get them gauged. Whew. That was a very awkward dive for me, very hard. I don't know what was up with me there. Got a bit of a panic on, because I'm like, oh, I'm going into deco and I've got no scallops, and we need scallops today, so I had to apologise. I had to close the camera down and just start getting on it. Probably done 3 dozen. It's probably the 3 dozen that Keeney wanted. Whew.
Got a red-faced on today.
Yeah, that was an awkward dive, because we like going here when it's a south running tide, but it's a north running tide today, so it's never as good. It seems to pull you out and deeper, and then when you come back up, you can feel there's a weight on you trying to push you back down, so you've got to really reel it up to get it back up. The tide's trying to push you deeper all the time. Anyway, we're back, we're safe. I'm going to need an hour between that dive and the next one, because whew, I feel like I'm a bit overheated. There's 17 degrees of water at the moment, so anyway, let's get mine gauged, get him in the box. I think between me and Molly, we've probably got a 90 there, probably got a crate. I keep Keeney happy, he's gone dangling. And these two are starting to split up now. Just got to keep a look out the window, because people coming up from Fermain just try and whiz past us in close. That's what happens when you're in a hurry, you just grab everything. Chucking all my scallops back, man. Back in it goes, yeah. And that's it, probably them 3 back. Oh no, one more. Wouldn't even gauge them. Chitty. 30. Whee! Almost got Keeney's 3 dozen he needed. And how many did you get? 50?
62.
62. Good numbers. So I said there's 90 in the crate. There's actually more than 90 in the crate.
I would have stayed.
There's 92. I would have stayed as well, because that was a lovely patch of gravel there. We were getting loads then. Problem with it, we were going into deco, and I've only got one 15 litre, and I want to do 2 dives in the 15 litre. So Molly's gone. You're out of there. Molly's coming back in a minute. We're going to stick together this time. Like diving with Mole. He's normally a good laugh.
Yeah, we're turning to now with 98.
Hey!
That was lovely. What a lovely.
He just bit in my little fluffy thing, this little thing. Taking a chunk out of it.
Did you fight it?
Yeah, he just bit my little fluffer. What was that like?
That was absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Are we going to go north of the harbour? Okie doke. We're going to go up north now. Oh, Matt's got the big one. 62 to beat. How many? That's what I said, 62. 62. That's our deck wash there. Deck wash. There's two beasts of boats there, look, they're identical. Must be coming up from the boat show or something. Oh!
Yeah, good, Rick. Has this thing got dark for us, sir?
Oh no, water fight.
No, it's got a froth, it's pretty handy anyway, yeah, we'll be alright. Okay, I couldn't remember.
Let's drop the hammer, as they say.
It's hard work lugging buckets of water, right?
I know. Jack and Jill
That'd be good.
went up the hill.
That's a pile of water. Goodness knows what they did up there, but now they got the water.
Yeah, that's the one. How many?
86.
Oh, how many balls did he have?
Should we ask him?
He didn't. I think he's got the lowest score, but don't bring it up. He's a bit.
Touchy, right?
Yeah, he had a great dive though. Got some big waves to jump from the Trident. See which one of them gets wet. We're ploughing into it. No off the throttle, can't turn back now. Weren't bad. The boat's so heavy it just ploughed through it. Yeah, again we've got Lockie, perfect viz. So we're up on the Maerl beds again. You can see all the white ones, the one that's died and been bleached, but the purpley colour ones are still good, they're still living. And there's loads and loads of it here. It stretches from our water outfall pipe about halfway up our east coast, right the way down to the bathing pools. Don't know, I guess maybe 2 miles long. It stops and starts. You can see here Molly's found a really cool creature here. Look at it, how camouflaged it is. It's actually taken on a little bit of the browny colour and a little bit of the purple. This is a coalfish, and we're just starting to see them in big numbers again. Look at how well camouflaged it is. Just waiting to ambush something. You can also see all these big black lumps. They're anthracite coal. I've done another film about the Beaufort if you want to see it on the channel, but these bits of anthracite are off of a shipwreck. Anthracite is a very clean burning coal, and it's about 98% carbon, probably 2% off of being diamonds. Very hard to get going when you ignite it, but once it burns with a nice blue flame. All these big chunks are salvage goods or stuff that was just jettisoned over the side, and in between we have this. It's a scallop, not very well hidden, but then again with the Maerl beds the grain is so big on this stuff it sticks out like a sore thumb. Quite easy to see, and they're all large up here. This one you can see between 4 and 5 years old. This dogfish really doesn't care. There's a crab walking all over it and just not even bothered, not even trying to swim away. So I need to check my air a bit more now because we're on the second half of the tank. So I want to be leaving the seabed really when it gets to about 50 bar. I'm only 20 metres, so it's nice and shallow. And there's my dive buddy, I suppose you call him. I don't know if we even have dive buddies. Someone I'm diving with that does his own thing and I do my own thing. And occasionally we come together to say hello. You can just about hear the reassuring noise of the boat above our head.
That's pretty small, I think. Yeah, look. That a lot, like that. Yeah. On there. Hello.
You get small pockets of loads of these scallops together, you know, in a couple of square metres, and then you go ages without seeing any. Like I say, they're a lot larger up here. You can just see the tide wafting a little bit of seaweed to the left there. Some of these are old, some of them got like worm cases underneath them. Here's a good example of an old one. Look, just near my thumb there's a worm casing that was starting to grow. Quite old.
Oh, it's not good.
I'm always on the eye out for a cannonball, because up this way you do find cannonballs. It's not uncommon to find 2 or 3 on a dive, to be honest. Those days for me of bringing cannibals back up are long gone now. I just don't bother. It's better them staying there. I mean, I've seen them, I've filmed them. That's enough for me. I just don't collect them anymore. Check out how old this one is. This one's well old. It's almost started going grey. You do find ones like this, so even it's old, what it's done is it's managed to persuade a bit of seaweed to grow on its shell, and it's probably about, I don't know, maybe 12 inches long or 1 foot long, so it's probably old. Another quick check of the air, 70 bar, and is this a cannonball? Yep, that's a cannonball. I'll just leave it there though. Whoa, what do we have here? I think I know what it is. So basically there's someone's lost a pot or tangled a pot, and the rope is still trailing along the seabed, and I'm guessing the pellet on the end, so the buoy that's on the end is a hard pellet. What tends to happen is the weight of the seaweed will pull it down below the surface, and then it's actually shallow enough here for the seaweed to grow on it. So it almost creates a little environment on its own. Look at it, huge. There's a lot of weight there as well. You can see here there is pots. There's pots that's missing. And these are probably, I don't know, could be a seasonal, could be 2 seasons old, because this seaweed that grows on it, this golden vrac, grows very, very quickly. The stipes on it aren't very big on this one, so it's been down for a while, definitely. So what we do as divers, and I know a lot of divers that do this, they just make sure the back door's open so it doesn't ghost fish, but I'm unsure ghost fishing is even a thing, to be honest. We just make sure it's open. Look at this. Huge. But there's fish that swim around this and lay their eggs in it and all sorts, so albeit it's sad to see someone's lost their fishing gear, but hey ho, it's the way it is. Look at the size of it compared to me. Bet it weighs a ton. See, I could cut the rope, but then this thing would drift off. I think it was pretty cool how it is. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. You can just see the buff. That buff is not on the surface. That's, I don't know, maybe 10, 11 feet down. Doesn't look like a hard pellet. It could be just a normal buff that's started to crush down and distort. One day it will just lose enough buoyancy, it will just sink to the bottom. So I've got to quick reel my reel up so I don't get caught in it myself. But with 60 bar left, I'll probably get a couple more scallops. Then I'm going to have to start heading back to the surface. Another old one. Slipper limpets all over it. I don't know how the slipper limpets get on the underside, but somehow they do. It's an invasive species. So I'm starting to leave the meal beds now. This weed is starting to get a little bit thicker, and it's turning from Maerl into a round shell. So there's still a couple of scallops, but I'm thinking it's time I started heading back up. I must be on 50 bar now. Not as many as are down a bit further down the coast, but they're big enough. They're nice ones, so I'm happy with it.
Yacht's lost a fender.
Yeah, it looks like he's lost a fender. Is he coming back up? Oh, he's struggling to get down. When it bobs like that, what it normally means is the little reel knob stuck in the netting. I get that all the time. Almost stops you in your tracks. Oh, look at that sun.
19 large, John.
19 large. Where's the beasties?
No small.
Look how old they are. Look.
Clean it.
Yeah, some of them have even got like weird old shells on them. So there's one of them I picked up that was really old. That one.
Yeah, just feel the weight of it.
Of course, she's a kilo on her own.
They're fat as well.
Currently at 40 quid a kilo. Yeah. Don't know what they're doing. They keep dropping buffs out the back and trying to get them.
Unless they're doing like man overboard procedures.
They could be. They could be doing a training.
Can't see it.
Got to stay close to there. So we've radioed the harbour already. The harbour boys know we're here. VTS. What's this? Lift bag. Is it his scallops? Is that many scallops? Yeah, he's got a load of scallops there. See, we said, Mo. We said here's the place. Look at it. Brimming. And then we got him bobbing. The old trick. The old trick, hiding behind the wheelhouse. And then when he says, oh, where's my bag? We say, it never came to the surface. I'm coming, I'm coming.
No! No, not that one.
You done all right?
Got a fresh tank on there.
Oh yeah, I think Matt had a fresh tank.
Yeah, shit.
I wonder how many he's got. I wonder how much Matt's got.
He's coming up.
Is he coming up? He is coming up. We'll go and pick him up.
Yes.
I honestly don't know what's going on. You're joking.
It's around the back of the wheelhouse. Oh, sorry, I had to break it there, Mo.
Serious?
The thing is, Paul didn't see it. Paul come up just before, just after. Ah, the old hide it behind the wheelhouse trick.
Bag, I'll send it off and then I'll fill another bag and then we get two. It's always the same, mate.
How funny we are. So I reckon there's at least another 2 crates there. Richard will be happy. There they are. If you had lost that, Matt, that would have been what?
That would have been another one.
Another lift bag gone, 60 quid lift bag, 40 quid catch bag, 59 quid reel, 80 quid's worth of scallops. Oh no, you come up with your reel, eh? You could discount the reel. That's a decent bag though. I think that's big numbers.
Not bad for a part-timer.
Not bad for a Tuesday night. Just getting warmed up for the weekend. Oh look, you beat me with your little bag. Did he beat me with his little bag? He probably did. Oh well, we're heading in now. Thanks for coming along with us. 2 very short dives, to be honest. I only had 1 15 metre. The first one was in the reefs and I went into deco pretty quick, so I had to turn the camera off and get as many as I could. And the second one was up towards the, it's on the Maerl beds up near Boagenal. And there we got the beasts, the big fat beasts that are up there. They're that old, they probably die before they're caught, so we might as well collect them. And they're big old fatties as well, so I'll be taking a few of them home to eat tonight. Okay, thanks for coming along with us, and I'll catch you on the next dive.